Hey everyone, welcome to another recap for week 8. I hope everyone had a good Halloween, had a good Halloween weekend, and is ready to get in the Christmas spirit because it's November 2nd today, which is basically Christmas. So I hope you got the Christmas music going on and all of that, throwing the Halloween costumes away, threw away all the Halloween candy. We don't need that anymore. It's Christmas time, Christmas candy now. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys had a really good weekend. Just gonna go over all the stuff like usual. It was a good week in fantasy, and we're gonna go through it. So, yeah, I'm doing it on my computer again instead of writing it down. So if I'm looking down a lot, that's why. I'm getting this in right before the game. All the waivers have gone through, obviously, by now. Yeah. I hope everyone's still having a good time. But okay. Got the weekly report right here. We're going to do just the same order as we usually do. Just running, I guess actually first I'll go through the matchups and then, yeah, I don't know what that's going to do. Okay. First game talking about is my game versus Shin. I beat Shin 160.44 points to 149.06 points. It was a well-fought game for both of us. I just squeaked it out there in the end. Putting me at 6-2 and Shin at 3-5. BJ's It Hurts When I Pee lost to Steve Sumballers 21. That score was 208.52 to 264.84. Crazy. Both teams cracked 200. The two highest. Actually, I guess it wasn't the two highest, but the first and third highest scorer playing each other. It's just like that game was crazy. A lot of crazy points this week, and I know the bonuses and stuff that I put have really increased team scoring. But I feel like it's fun. Jay-Z's Palm Tree guys took down Robin's R Heron 128. Robin's now at 5-3, and so is Jay-Z, both 5-3. I don't know if I mentioned the records of BJ and Steve. So BJ is sitting at 1-7 right now. Steve is sitting at 3-5. Okay. Then we had Jump Junkies. Nick's Jump Junkies against Scotty's NES Avengers. Nick beat Scotty 137.24 to 131.5. A very close game. Very, very, very close. Put Nick up to 6-2 with me, and Scotty at 3-5. So looking at the playoffs there, I'll go over the playoff standings and everything a little bit later. I mean, obviously we have multiple weeks to the playoffs, but where we're at right now, I'll go over later. Let's kick it off with the best manager, though. That would be Steve Sumballers, scoring probably the highest score I've ever seen in fantasy football. 264.84 points. That's insane. You were, getting past 200 is nuts. Getting past 250 or 260 is even just insane. It's even crazier. So congrats to you. Your team popped off. I saw you picked up Sam Howell on the waivers. And you started him, and that was a great start. He went off, and everyone on your team did. Way to go! You're showing that you can take anyone down. So, props to you. That's got to be a good feeling. You set a lineup that was 94% of your perfect possible lineup, which I guess was 280 points. So you could have scored even more, which is wild. But way to go, Steve. That was crazy to watch. Very impressive. Now we're going to move on to the worst manager, which I'm sorry. So sorry, Scotty J, but it's you this week. You scored 131.54 points, which was only 75% of your perfect possible lineup, which was 175.9 points if you had started everyone that popped off, which would have made you beat Nick, but there's people on the teams. It's always hard to figure that out. But your team's making a rebound here, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. So don't be discouraged. Just 1 week. The biggest blowout was Steve's Sunballers against BJ. He outscored him by 27%. Let me see if I can do this math. It's like 50, right about 56 points. Beat him by, which is a lot. BJ, you had a great game, but Steve just had, like I said, one of the best games I've ever seen in fantasy football. The most narrow victory was Nick Filet 97 against Scotty J, his NES Avengers. He won by, just under 6 points, which was a 4.3% margin. So it was a very close game. That was a nail biter for sure. The highest scorer was obviously Steve with 264.84 points, as we've already covered. Just an insane game. Love to see it. This playoff race is going to be heated. There's a lot of similar records, and it's cool seeing like the 3 and 5 teams, just popping off, scoring a ton of points, and playoffs. Once the playoffs comes, it's like as long as you're in, all you had to do is hope for your team to pop off, and that showed that your team can pop off, which is great. The team who performed the most below their expectation. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call. Okay, now that's gone. The team who performed the most under their expectation was Scotty with 131.54 points out of a perfect, okay, your projection was 170 points. Sorry, the way they word this is so weird, but you missed your projection by 23%. But, sometimes players just underperform. I usually do the player of the week, whoever had the most points, which they break it down by player or by position. But the player of the week this week was, no one I would have ever thought, but was DeAndre Hopkins with 45.8 points. Just insane. Will Levis, is he the truth? I don't know. But DeAndre Hopkins showed that he's still got some gas in him. And what a start. What a start. I'm glad he wasn't on someone's bench because, Okay, let's see this. Steve had the start of the week with the receiver. The start of the week at quarterback with Sam Howell, 38.98. The kicker of the week was 16 points. So 3 of the positions go to Steve this week. He really just nailed it. It's crazy. The bench warmer of the week goes to... Oh, that is rough. Goes to Robin. Oh, Robin. I think you might have still lost even if you started this person, but CD Lamb had 41 points on your bench. That is sad. That's rough. That one's rough. But it's okay. Your team's very good, obviously. Start next week. You'll be all right. But don't worry about it. That's a tough one. Okay, that's all the trophies for the week. So congrats everyone on that. I don't know what else to say about it, but congrats. Pat yourselves on the back. Make whatever changes you need to get ready. If you're, one of the worst teams this week, try to be one of the best teams next week. If you're one of the best teams this week, maybe try to be one of the worst teams this week. Keep it spicy. I'm just going to go over the standings. First place is Minute Eggs at 6-2. In second place is Nick's Jump Junkies, also sitting at 6-2. In third place is Jay-Z's Palm Tree Guys at 5-3. In fourth place is Robin's Hearn 128 at 5-3. In fifth place is Steve's Sunballers at 3-5. In sixth place, the last playoff spot that we have is right now Scotty's NES Avengers sitting at 3-5. right outside the playoffs, but still very much in the race, is Shinny the Woos, sitting at 3-5. A lot of 3-5 teams. And then BJ's It Hurts When I Pee sitting there at last at 1-7. We still have what are we going into week 9 now? It's crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 6 weeks before the playoffs start. You have like 6 games left. So it's still no one's mathematically eliminated. Everyone still has a chance. But we are starting to get to crunch time where, like, you gotta make those moves. But it is going to be close. There's 3-5 teams. There's some good teams in there, and it's going to be a crazy race. Especially if BJ can actually get some wins. He has gotten very unfortunate. Okay, I'm going to do a quick. Whoever has the most points for, I'll do the top 3 and top 3 points against. Just to kind of show, like who's the real deal or who's just getting obliterated in the points against. I feel like it kind of, adds some context to it. And I forgot to look at this before I started this video, but the number 1 points for is My Nude Eggs at 143.22. The second highest points for is Steve Sumballers 21 at 1,400.44. And then the third highest is I believe. Oh, all these are like really close. There's some very, 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 very close. Is BJ? Yeah, okay. I was looking between BJ and Jay-Z. It's BJ at 1,397.32 points. It's crazy that BJ is the third highest scorer, but last place at 1-7. But I think the points against will explain that. The number 1 in points against is definitely BJ with 1,521.26 points against him. Number 2 would be Robin Arhern 128 with 1,424.26 points. And at number 3 we're looking at sorry, these numbers are really small. Steve Sumballers, 1,385 points. So, sometimes, BJ has like 100 points more against him than like anyone else in the league, so that's rough. It's just, a little bit of luck there, a little bit of bad luck. What was that? The third highest scorer, but the highest points against. That's rough. But you're still in the playoff race, so don't lose hope. And yeah, that's everything. Sorry it might have dragged a little bit. Some of those things are hard to read, but hope everyone had a good Halloween, and is ready for this upcoming week of football. The Titans play the Steelers tonight, so get your lineups ready for that. This video will probably be posting like right as that's starting or right after that's starting, so that advice won't help anyone. But I hope everyone has a good weekend, enjoys the football, the good football we're going to be watching, and good luck in all the matchups. Good luck. I'll talk to y'all next week.